What up, what up, what up? We back. We back. We back. Let me get got big AI news. We got big AI news. We get it back up there. Up 93% on that AI news. Up 93%. I'm up 93%. Come on, let's keep pushing. Let's get it back up there. Up 100% on that Trump AI news. We hitting the ground running. I'm gonna take that 100%. I took that 100%. Yeah, I took a call to the upside and I held it. And guess what happened? We got big news from Trump. Big news, $500 billion AI. I told y'all, man, you got to put yourself in position. I should have held because look, we got a big up run. I told y'all, you gotta put yourself in position. You got to put yourself in position, man. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be a lot of money in the room that Trump is around, bro. There's gonna be a lot of money in the room. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. I just jumped in on the call to the upside on nvda. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. We're trying to break that 46. We're trying to break this 46 right here. Can we break it? AI. Trump put past that AI bill. Yes, we broke it. We broke it, y'all. And guess what I'm about to do? 16%. I'm up another 16% on the day. We're still moving. Resistance right here at 146.52. I'm out 25%. I'm out 25%. 100% plus another 25%. Let's go. Let's go. Just like that, y'all. Just like that. I told y'all, man, Trump is in office now, bro. You see the thing about Trump being in office, I'm telling all y'all that watch this channel, you have to pay attention and know where the money gonna go. You have to pay attention to know where the money gonna go. You know what I'm saying? They had a big announcement yesterday on AI. And you got to pay attention to what companies they talk about, what companies they bring up. You know what I'm saying? What companies that will let you know right there. I always told y'all, success, I'm talking a little bit loud. Success leaves clues. Success leaves clues. Success leaves clues, y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to pay attention to detail. You got to pay attention to what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay attention to what's going on, right? $500 billion AI deal. Well, and the money is going to be behind, guess what? Well, a lot of people don't really like this, but it's going to be for the use of AI inside of the medical field. For they're going to use AI to cure cancer. We don't really like but they're going to use AI to develop, like if they find out that you got cancer, they're going to use AI to develop a certain type of that specifically fits you. If you end up with cancer, if I end up with cancer, they're going to develop a certain type of that will specifically cure me, specifically be made for me. So it has something to do with this AI infrastructure build that they did, this AI, these companies are coming together. I think it's called Starlink, the Starlink program. Go look it up and research it. Well, all these companies, these big AI companies and these banks are putting money together to invest in AI to help cure cancer in the medical field. That's what that $500 billion is for. Go and search it, look it up, and so you can see for yourself. That's the reason why AI is so hot this morning. And with that news, I was sitting on a call. A call is, for it to go up as far as NVIDIA. I was sitting on that call for 3 days. I was supposed to held on to it because it don't expire until February the 7th. But for the simple fact, Trump hit the ground running. You know what I'm saying? When he announced that America needs to be the #1 leader in AI, my antennas went up, bro. And I automatically started doing my research. And I found out I was already where I needed to be. I talk about NVIDIA all the time. That's the leader in AI. You know what I'm saying? So NVIDIA is involved. Let's see what I think Microsoft is involved too. Let's see what Microsoft is doing. Let's see. Microsoft is also going to be involved. Microsoft is involved. NVIDIA is involved. Oracle is involved. There's a lot of companies are coming together to develop the infrastructure to use AI to cure cancer. Basically, that's what it is. And America wants to be the #1 leader in AI, artificial intelligence. That is the 2020, like how the internet was in the 1990s, the development of e-commerce, the development of the internet. Well, that's what AI is of today in 2020. So you got to do your own research. You know what I'm saying? You got to see if NVIDIA and AI is right for you. And if you like it, it'll be good. It'll be in your best interest and your family's best interest to start investing in some of these AI companies. Not to say that maybe, it might not be NVIDIA for you. It might be AMD. It might be Oracle. It might be SoftBank. Whatever it might be. It might be Microsoft. You know what I'm saying? It might be Apple. You know what I'm saying? But these companies are starting to get heavily involved in AI. AI is the future, bro. It is. And there's a lot of people that don't really just ain't really rocking with AI, but at the same time, it was a lot of people that wasn't really rocking with the internet. When the internet first came about, that's how old I am. When the internet first got presented to us, everybody didn't jump on the bandwagon. Then e-commerce is like spending your money online. A lot of people didn't like e-commerce because we were so used to going to the store and buying things that we didn't understand e-commerce. You know what I'm saying? We didn't understand the buying off the internet and they ship it to you. We didn't understand that. So the same thing, that people are talking about AI, like they really don't like it. AI gonna be bad. That's the same thing they were saying about the internet and e-commerce. They were saying about e-commerce, people were saying that there's no way people would buy off the internet and ship it to your house. That there was no way that e-commerce would take over the brick and mortar. People was against e-commerce. People was against the internet when it first came out in the beginning stages of the internet, which was called dial-up. People they didn't think that people was gonna get jiggy with the internet. But look what happened. And that's the same process that AI is going through right now. It's going through it right now. The same process, y'all. So let's see. I need to go over here. So I hit that overnight, not overnight, but I held on to that position on NVIDIA for like 3 days. I got it before the inauguration, right? I bought it on the dip, on this dip right here. Because remember last week, I used to always talk about, I would always talk about buying the dip before the close and then selling it when the market opens. Well, I did that again, but only this time I did it right before the inauguration, and I set my expiration date to February 9th. I think that's the date. I set my expiration date to February the 9th, knowing that, wait a second, knowing that we was gonna get some kind of upswing, but I didn't know. What I didn't know is that AI infrastructure deal was coming. Now I didn't know that. So with that, when I seen that yesterday, I already knew it was going down. So we hit for 100% on that one. You know what I'm saying? 100% on that one. And then we jumped in to the upside up in here. And look, we're moving back up again. We on the upside and we sold it right here for another 25. So 125% on the day. Just like that, my day is done. Yeah, the day is done. As far as the stock market goes, I'm done. There's no reason for me to get back in. There's no reason. 125% on the day. Telling you, Trump, man, I told y'all Trump was gonna hit the ground running, and that's what happened. We hitting the ground running. I told y'all, man, I made a lot of money with Trump and Elon Musk in between 2016 and to 2020. So, I mean, you got to get on the bandwagon, bro. You got to earn, spend less, and you got to be invested. You got to kill all the distractions. We got to work on that. That's why I was able to do what I just did. I didn't have no distractions. If I would have been distracted by whatever's going on, by this and by that, by this and by that, know what I'm saying? I would not have even been thinking about or even pick up on what happened yesterday. While I was having my fun, living my best life yesterday in the snow, remember? I went live yesterday in the snow. While I was living my best life, having my fun, guess what I was doing? Yesterday was a trading day. Guess what? While I was having fun in the snow yesterday, if you seen the live, I was having fun in the snow. Guess what? My bread was working for me while I was having fun. My bread was working for me. I wasn't even on here yesterday. I decided to go have fun. I decided to go enjoy the once in a lifetime deal we had out here, which was the snow. And while I was out having fun, my funds was working for me, bro. All that time I was out yesterday, running, doing all the things I was doing. My money was working for me. And then I went to sleep, woke up this morning, 100%. Yesterday, I already knew, but when I was doing all that, I already knew. I'd already heard about that AI partnership that they did with Donald Trump. SoFi had already gave us a hint when they came over here when they went to Mar-a-Lago, right? They went to Mar-a-Lago, whatever the name of that, whatever the name, I think it's better like that. Whatever the name of that, where Trump stayed, that guy with all the money, the owner of SoFi Bank, came to Mar-a-Lago and gave Trump 100 million or 100 billion to invest in America. When that guy did that, already had a hint what was to come. Already knew. Trump got that guy to double the amount he was going to invest. Why? Because Trump already had made a deal with him. This deal that we seen yesterday, Trump already had that deal in motion for AI. The deal was already in motion. Me too. Hi, what? Hey, what's going on? How you doing? That's a lot of money. Yeah. The question is, are you going to put yourself in position? It's some money in the room. Are you going to put yourself in the position to get some of that money? I just got 125% this morning on nvda. I'd already bought nvda down here. I was already in position. And guess what? I sold up here, multi-day hold for 100%. And then I went in on a day trade. I got out of my position for 100% on nvda. I backdoored, jumped in, and rolled it up to right here and got out again. Now I'm done for the day. Another 25% on a day trade, 100% on a multi-day hold, and then 25% on the day trade on nvda, off the news of that $500 billion deal between SoFi, it's Microsoft, it's Oracle, it's nvda. Yeah, that $500 million deal to invest in AI. They want AI to solve cancer. They know something, that AI has the ability to cure cancer. AI has the ability to cure cancer. That's what that 500 billion is all about. Go research it for yourself and you'll see and get your interpretation of what it is. But that $500 billion deal that Trump just got it done with all those great companies for AI to solve cancer. You know, it's up to you. You know what I mean? As far as the person that got cancer, it's up to you, because they say it's going to be in the form of that's what it's going to be in the form of. And that it's going to be the thing that goes in the oil is going to be specifically for each person. So if I got cancer, whatever cancer they find in my body, if they're going to use AI to give me to cure it specifically for me. Every person going to have his own specific. Yeah, that's how they say it's going to work. Me personally, I mean, as far as that goes, I'm not doing no, but at the same time, it does not mean that, hey, AI is the future, just like the internet was the future, just like e-commerce was the future. AI is the next step above the internet and above e-commerce. Now it's AI. So the thing is I want to put myself in the best position I have already. That way, you know, I can, just like how all these guys changed their family's trajectory with the internet. We trying to get this to change the trajectory of our families with this AI, whether if you like the product or not, right? Maybe we don't understand the product. You know what I'm saying? Even though I didn't understand Microsoft back in the day, I still invested in Microsoft back in the game. I still invested in Netflix back in the game when it first came out. You know what I'm saying? So we got to get ahead of the curve, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's the best time to get ahead of the curve right now. Spend your time doing research. Spend your time learning. Spend a little bit of your time trying to find out. You know, success leaves clues on where these companies are going. And I'm going to tell you right now, just like Donald Trump did in 2016, he finna tell us. He just told us. So I'm telling y'all right now, if you don't know anything about Donald Trump from 2016, he's going to tell you where to invest. All you got to do is do your research and put yourself into position. That's all I'm saying. Now I ain't gonna say do your research, learn, and then just see and pay attention. That's all you got to do. You got to learn. Once you learn, then it'll be a clear understanding. Because Trump gonna give up success leaves clues. These guys don't get it twisted. These guys are in this for money. Don't get it twisted. These guys are doing what they're doing for wealth, not money, for wealth. So we have to understand, if you want to go from nothing to rich and from rich to wealthy, you got to do what the successful people do. That's what you got to do. You got to follow the money. You know what I'm saying? You got to follow the wealth, right? And that's what I just did early in the game. I know what it was in 2016. I was here. I know exactly what it was. I know exactly what it was. Thank you, man. You're cool too. Appreciate you. How you doing, little blush? Thank you for joining me. But yeah, that's what we got to keep our mind on. I want everybody to win from 2025 and beyond. You don't have to take my word for it. Just learn. Just go check it out and see what's going on. And you can go from broke to rich. And then the next level is from rich to wealthy. There's levels to it. So, and it starts right now. I don't care if you only have enough to buy one share. It starts one share, one contract at a time. That's how it starts. But the main thing is you got to learn. Once you learn, then you follow the successful people. You stop hanging around the broke Joe Blows. You got to lead them. You got to kick them off to the curb, because them broke Joe Blows, you know what they are? They distractions, bro. Just think if I was distracted by the broke Joe Blow, by mess and gossip, by what's going on. If I was distracted, I would not have been focused to pull that trigger. I wouldn't even been, I'd have been late. You know why I'd have been late? Because I'd have been worried about something else that is not going to benefit me and my family. And guess what would have happened? I'd have got that news late. I wouldn't have been in position to find out about that $500 billion deal with AI and nvda and the rest of these great companies. I trade nvda. If you come here every single morning, I day trade nvda. I day trade AI every single day. Every day. So I'm in position. That's why I can't have a Joe Blow in my circle, bro. I can't, because that's a distraction. I want a Elon Musk in my circle, right? I want a Steve Jobs in my circle. I want a Tim Cook in my circle, right? That's who I want in my circle. I want the same that I'm doing, them the people that I want in my circle. Why? Because whenever they're not gonna be talking about mess and gossip. They're gonna be talking about moves. They're gonna be talking about making moves. Like Donald Trump, bro. Donald Trump got inaugurated, and what did he do, y'all? He hit the ground running. Like right now, Donald Trump is up making moves. And that's how we gotta be. We gotta be up making moves. We can't be worrying about no Joe Blow. We can't be worrying about Pookie and Ray Ray. You know what I'm saying? We can't be worrying about them because you'll miss it. You'll miss it or be late. You'll miss it or you'll be late. So right now it's 2025, bro. We got to get focused on what's going on. We got to get focused. Just think if you was already in position. Yeah, he did. Right. Just think if you was already in position. I said back in November. You know what I'm saying? I said back in November, I said, y'all, we got to start right now. Because when January 1st comes, we got to hit the ground running. You know what I'm saying? I said that because I already know what's going to happen. I want everybody to be focused. I want you, everybody that watch this channel, I want you to be focused, bro. Focused. I want you to be focused. Find something that you love to do and master it. And then figure out, you know what I'm saying? Follow somebody that's successful and watch them. Success leaves clues. All you got to do is pay attention. That's all you got to do is just pay attention. And then once you're already in position, like if you was here in November and I said, y'all, we need to get prepared right now. We need to put our New Year's resolution. You need to write it down and you need to start working on it right now. That way, when January 1st comes, January 20th get here, we already in motion. Yesterday, I was playing in the snow, but guess what? I was already in motion. While I was playing in the snow, having fun, I was already in motion. That's just what I'm saying. As we move on up, here come NVIDIA. We've been live for 30 minutes. Here goes NVIDIA. Well, Stock Sniper, why you ain't gonna go for another day trade? There's no need for me to trade anymore. No need. I got 100%, and then I backdoored and got a 25% bright and early this morning. There's no need. There's no need. Here's resistance right here. That's resistance. This is support. Or wrong color. Wrong color. Boom. That's support right there. Another company we need to be watching is Microsoft, because Microsoft was also mentioned. The other Microsoft, NVIDIA, those are the guys that's going to do the footwork. SoFi, Oracle, see, they got it layered. They got it in layers. They got investors, and then they got the companies that's going to actually do the footwork. They got the companies that actually going to do the work, which is Microsoft, NVIDIA, and another company. But they already got these companies that's going to do the footwork. And mRNA, I think that's Moderna or mRNA. Moderna is the pharmaceutical company that's going to develop the with AI. So we're just gonna have to see how it goes. But the goal is to completely cure cancer. That's what it is. And they say that they got the infrastructure on AI that can do it. They already got it all laid out. But Microsoft, NVIDIA, they all partnering up to put the footwork in. Yeah. I think, well, I know for sure it's Microsoft and NVIDIA. It might be Amazon and a couple of more, but I know for sure that it's Microsoft and nvda is going to put the footwork, and SoFi Bank, Oracle, and a couple of more. AI company too is going go invest. That's where the 500 billion basically is coming from. So they already got it in place. They already know what they're going to do. It's already working out right now. So that's the big news. It came out yesterday. As we watch Microsoft booming. Let me go back to nvda. We had a sell-off off that resistance. We had a sell-off off that resistance. Now we are trying to build another support to possibly for the next leg on up. That's what's happening right now. It's just rinse and repeat, bro. That's all it is. But see, I was telling y'all last week that every day at the end of the day, right, nvda sells off and then gaps up overnight and then sell off. So the play was to get in at the end of the day before the market closed, ride it up overnight, sell at the beginning of the day. That's what's been going on every single day. You can see sell off, ride up, sell. Just a overnight hold. While you sleep, it's going up. But see, this day it didn't work. So let's see how many days. That's one day it didn't turn out right. Let's see. Right here, buy, sell. It worked. This day and these 2 days it didn't work. This day, that strategy worked. This day, it worked. See, just about every single day, same strategy. It worked again. You know, so even, right, it worked again. You see this every single day. This is the end of the day. This is overnight while we sleep. And then you sell at 8:30 a.m. You buy right before 3 p.m. and then you sell the next morning, 8:30 a.m. I have been watching this, right? Past chart history. This day it didn't work. Well, yeah, it did. It worked that day too. Only 2 days so far it didn't work. It didn't work that day, so that's 3. 3 days so far. Worked this day. So that's about this is probably close to 2 weeks. This day it worked. So out of 10 trades, 3 trades it didn't work. It worked. It worked. So just you see this, right? It didn't work. So majority of the days, an overnight hold was the play. Well, stock sniper, well, all you got to do, if you did it every single day, out of 14 days, only 4 days it didn't work. So out of 14 trades, you was wrong on 4. That's 11 out of 4. 11 out of 4 is a good ratio. Plus, you got on the days that it did go up, bro, that's 100% overnight. At least 50 overnight. And the days it didn't work was probably a 20 or 25%. But you know, just to get out. If you know when you wake up, you just get out. But it worked. Last night was the best one though. Yeah, last night was the best one because we had news. So that's all I basically did. But I bought that one right here. I bought that January 16th. On this drop, I bought that there, and then I didn't sell. I held. I didn't sell as it continued to go up. I didn't sell, and then boom, another pop. A 3-day hold. Let's see. 1, 2, 2-day hold. And because I've been watching that 8:30 is the sell-off. So I got out on the sell-off. I didn't want to get caught up like usually. That's one thing about it. Overnight, how it's been going. It goes up overnight, and then at the opening bell, it's usually a huge sell-off. But because we had news, we had a sell-off, but we recovered. Why you didn't hold, Stock Sniper? I didn't hold because the my analysis on what I just explained the last 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks, you hold overnight, you sell at 8:30. So in my mind, I know we've been selling off hard. I was up 100%. So I sold. I held a little bit, and it got down to like 90 something. Then I got this candle, and then once it got back to 100, I said I'm not playing with it, and I just got out right there. But what I did was, right when I got out of that one, I backdoored and loaded up another contract on which was a day trade, and I jumped in and I caught it up to here, and I sold for the 25%. And we back inside of the channel. We're back inside of the channel looking for another leg up. I could jump in right now and ride it up to this, looking for a break, but I'm done. I'm done for the day. I'm done trading. That's it. That's it. Even though I got a good idea that we're going to get back up to here. So I'm going to draw my trend line right now, like I do every single day. See, I could have jumped in off this break of the support, and I would have been up right now, looking for the move up to here, back up to this line, which I think it should get there because we got a lot of great news. People trying to get in and buy the dip. See, that's what's happening. The markets, we've been here 35 minutes. Man, time is going by fast. Yeah, time going by fast. I gotta go. All right, Little Blush, thank you for being here, man. Appreciate you for coming. Hope you have a great day. So I'm trying to go to my other computer on the other side over here. I wonder why it's not showing up. Let's see. Now let me go back. Trying to set something up over here. It ain't even showing up. Okay, let me exit out. I'm trying to get my setup over here. For some reason, it's not showing up. So I got to exit out and reboot it back up again. See what's up with Tesla. The overall market is doing pretty good. Tesla's resistance is right there. Tesla's trying to get back up to the VWAP. I think I'm gonna move this support. This is more of a support right there. Right there, perfect support. That's more of a support. Appreciate y'all for joining me. I am your host, the Stock Sniper. Big news, Trump hit the ground running. Already making business deals. Yeah, he already making business deals, y'all. He already making business deals. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Trying to set this up as we bounce off that trend line. Let me check out Netflix. Well, Netflix was my worst, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about Netflix. Netflix was my worst decision ever, bro. For real. Bro, look at that. Netflix hit 1,000. One of the worst mistakes you can make is selling your shares for your long-term shares. I'm not talking about day trading. I'm talking about your long-term shares. The worst thing you can do is sell them. I was in Netflix. I had 100 shares of Netflix at an average cost of right around 90 to 100. I sold them. Very long time ago. I sold them. Look at what Netflix shares are right now. 1,000. Look, 1,000 a share. I had 100 shares at a little bit up under $100 average cost base. I sold them. Of course, I was younger. I didn't know, I didn't know what I knew right now. I wasn't as disciplined. I knew, but I wasn't as disciplined because I was a lot younger. And I wasn't thinking, I was thinking 5 years, something like that, but I wasn't thinking 10, 15, 20. I wasn't thinking long term like that. I really wasn't. I wasn't thinking long term. And that was my worst mistake in my investing career, selling my Netflix shares. And now Netflix is $1,000 a share. That was my back. That is bad decision making, right? When you're going in for a trade, not a trade, when you're going for an investment long term, right? And you dollar cost averaging, meaning that you investing every week, every 2 weeks, every month, and you building your stockpile of shares, which that's what I was doing. I start off buying 2 or 3, 4 or 5, then I might buy one. that I might buy 3, or just how I was doing with Netflix. Over time, I ended up having 100 shares. And back then, all Netflix was a reused content app, meaning that only movies that were on there were old movies, like Baby Boy, old movies was on there. Friday, you know what I'm saying? Karate Kid. It was old movies. That's it. Netflix was not what it is today. Netflix nowadays, they got their own content. Netflix didn't have their own content. They were reusing content. What I liked about it is that we were able to watch older movies. So I just started investing in it because I liked it. But I didn't have the vision that it was going to become what it is today. Now they're streaming NFL football games. They're streaming fights. We just had Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. We got our top actors now doing movies on Netflix. I mean, they redid my favorite movie of all time, which is Karate Kid, Cobra Kai. Yeah, and I sold my shares, bro. That's the worst thing you can do is sell. When the goal is to hold these shares to the next generation. That's the goal. That's the mindset, to hold the shares to the next generation. Once you have that mindset, you're just gonna stockpile. You be looking for like I call wholesales. You be looking for wholesales. You be looking for these companies to go on sale. And you just keep on building your stock portfolio up. And then you just keep doing it. Build, a whole lot of shares up. But yeah, that was my worst mistake I ever made. If I'd have held on to those shares, obviously I'd have kept buying. So I'd have had more than 100 because I was buying 2 or 3, 4 or 5. Sometimes it might be 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. I was just stockpiling. I was penny pinching the shares and got up to 100. So if I'd have kept that formula, which a distraction came, which I talk about distractions. You can't be distracted. You gotta stay on the course. If I would have stayed on the course and focused on the course, like the example I was using yesterday when I was in the snow, so I was still running and walking. Snow was hitting me in my face. The snow is distractions. But anyway, the distractions, I got distracted and I sold my shares. And every time I see Netflix, I always think about that. As I look at it right now, I probably would have had the pace I was going. I probably, if I'd have held it up to this day, I probably would have had about, I would have had about 300 shares. Of course, my cost basis would have went up higher. You know what I'm saying? It would have went up higher, but I'd have had a lot of shares. I'd have had about at least 300. Yeah, I'd have had close to 300 shares because I already had 100. I would have bought another 150 shares over. I think this was 8 years ago. Yeah, I'd have bought those. I'd have had 8 years. I'd have had more than 300 shares. I'd have had more. I'd have had about 1,000. Yeah, I'm tripping. I'd have had about 1,000 because the pace I was going, I was like 100 shares a year is, if every week if you buying a share or two, what I'm saying, every week you should get close to 100 shares, right? And that was about 8 years ago, 7 or 8 years ago. So might have been a little longer than 8 years, somewhere in between 8 to 10 years. So I would have had about 50 every single year. That's 400. Yeah, that's 400. So I would have had about 500 shares, close to 500. Yeah, right around that area. I'd have had more than 300, even if I bought 50 a year. But my average shares a year is around 50 and 75, depending on, my average shares, whatever company that I'm buying on a weekly or bi-weekly or monthly basis, I average about in between 50 and 100 shares. 5 or 6, it don't take much in between. If you can buy 5 to 10 shares every single month and keep doing that, that's on a low basis. That's why I say I don't care if you work at a Jack in the Box, Taco Bell. You can stockpile these shares and do. If you buy 3 shares every single month, that's close to 30 or 40 shares. If you buy 5 shares a month, that's 60 shares in a year, and just keep doing it. When you get a good dip, you buy more, right? You get which a dip is, I call it a wholesale. Once you get a dip and it's a wholesale, you double up, but you keep buying, and you do that over 5 years. You do that over 10 years. I challenge anybody right now, learn, right? We already know the companies to invest in. It's the companies that we know, like, and trust. Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, those type of companies. And start right now. I don't care if you work at McDonald's. I don't care if you make it $8 an hour. Every week, buy a share. Every week. That'll be 5 shares in a month. Do it every week. Right now, at the beginning of 2025, until it's time, 200-300 shares. And my shares are worth this much. My shares are up this certain amount of percentage. Guess what? It encouraged you to keep doing it. So that's my challenge. If you have 0 shares, start with 1, 2. You get paid again, buy another 2 or 3, and slowly stockpile those shares. Because guess what? Once you buy a share, don't get it twisted. You are now a business owner. You are now a business owner. You can work at McDonald's, Jack in the Box, or wherever, making $8 an hour, $8 or $9 an hour. You could be living with your mom. You could be going to college. Start stockpiling these shares. Just make it your. Now they got it where you can just automatically do it. Automatically transfer without you even doing. Just set it automatically up. We got phones now. You can automatically set it up in your phone every week. This is what's going in my brokerage account, and then set it up in the brokerage account. We buying every Friday, every other Friday. We buying 1 or 2 shares, on the lower level, 1 or 2 shares, and just sit back and just chill. Keep working, keep going to school, keep doing what you do, and then look up next January and see what you got. And just keep it going with the goal of at least do an evaluation of your portfolio in 4 years at the end of this presidency. At the end, when it's time to vote for a president again, then look, evaluate, go over your trades, go over your account, go over your portfolio. It wouldn't be a trade, it would be a portfolio. Go over your portfolio. See where you at. Your mind shift will change. You will not be in a consumer state of mind anymore. You will be in a business owner state of mind. See, that's the goal, to get out of the consumer state of mind and transition change your mind from a consumer point to an investor, business owner way of thinking. Because do not get it twisted, bro. If you own 100 shares of Netflix, as my example, You are a business owner. You are a silent business owner. You meaning that you invest your money and the people that's in place to run the business, they do all the footwork. You are the investor. This just like if you was investing in a rapper, as an example. He does the rapping. You just put up the money on a record label. You are a silent business owner. You don't do none of the work. All you do is put up the money. So if I was to start a record label and I needed a certain amount of money to start this record label, and I go to my partner and I say, hey, bro, you want to partner with me and we go in 6-7 ways on this company? All you got to do is put your money up. I already got the rappers in place, already got the infrastructure in place. That is an AKA a stockholder, a silent investor that don't do nothing, but his job is to invest the money. My job is to grow the money. That's how it works with these companies. I don't care if you own one share. That one share that you got helps that company. That's how it works. Elon Musk owns a lot of shares of Tesla. He owns so many shares that he's basically the owner. He doesn't do any work. He just puts up the bread and gets a return and hires people to do the footwork. So if I own 100 shares of, an example, if I own 100 shares of Apple, Tim Cook, he works for me. He does the work. He hires other people. The people that make the phone, they work for the stockholders. That's how it works. So then when you start owning 100 shares of Apple and you own an iPhone, you're not looking at the upgrades on Apple no more. You're not going to be looking at that. You're going to want to know if you do looking up, if you do trying to check out the upgrades, you also checking out earnings. How many Apple phones get sold? Because the more Apple phones get sold and the better reviews that people give on these upgrades, guess what? That means you just done made income. If Apple, the Apple iPad ends up selling a lot, or they introduce another business to Apple, guess what? Your income goes up. They use your money to make the Apple phone. That's how it works. And it's, and you go from poor to rich, from rich to wealthy. Just like my Netflix biggest mistake. Buying small shares, as an example. Buying small shares, stacking it up, getting it out the mud, earning, spending less, and investing. Guess what? 100 shares goes from a $90 to $100 average to $1,000 a share. Of course, if I'd have kept on dollar cost averaging, my average wouldn't have been 100, and I wouldn't only had 100 shares. I'd had about 400-500 shares, and my cost average probably would have went up to about 200 at the most. Because as the stock goes up and you dollar cost averaging in, right, your average is gonna go up because you buying it at a higher price. But at the same time, there's another thing I have not brought into this element, which is called compound interest. Once you build, see, that's the most powerful thing about buying these stocks over and over and over, investing in these companies over and over and over. That's the beautiful part about buying shares every single week and building your stock portfolio, going from 0 shares to 100, going from 0 shares to 300, going from 0 shares to 1,000. Even though your dollar cost averaging up, the more the company builds, the bigger the company gets, the more earnings the company make, the more phones that we sell, right? The more other The more we expand the business, that those shares compound. It's called compound interest. That's where you go from. See, the footwork is buying 1 or 2, 3 shares. You go from poor to rich. When you get wealthy, it's on the compounded interest over time. When you hold for 20 years, and then you teach it to your family members, and if they catch on to the program, they keep it going. That's when you go from rich to wealthy. The wealth is not in you. The wealth is in the downline. Oh yeah, I'm going in. The wealth is in the downline. The wealth is the passing of the torch. That's where the wealth come in at. When you pass it down to your kids, and then they pass it down to their grandkids, and then they pass it down to their great grandkids, like my grandfather did right here. That's on the picture on this wall. Passing it down, taking it from the mud to rich, from rich to wealthy. And it's called compound interest over time, over generations, over 20 or 30 or 40 years. I still have shares that was passed down from the grandfathers. Still got them. I would never sell them. That's why I sold my Netflix. That was something that I personally built. I would have never done that. I could have, but I didn't do it because that is, when it comes to like that, that's more of a sentimental value. There's no way I'd have did that. I just made at a youngster. I just made him. I just sold mine. Out of all the ones I had, I decided to go get rid of the one that I was building, that I really thought less of, because I didn't have that vision that that Netflix was going to be what it is. I was a closed mind when it came to Netflix. I didn't understand it. All I knew about Netflix was that I liked that I can go watch old movies. That was my mindset. That I liked it that about it. Because I was always taught, invest in the companies that you know, like, and trust. I liked. That was one of the companies that I liked. I didn't sit and think about what the vision was going to be. All I knew is I liked watching the movies that I liked. And all I got to do is go on Netflix and put on the movie that I like and watch it. Netflix and chill. Old school movies. I liked it. So I started dollar cost averaging in those shares. Not thinking like right now, what I just did a whole lecture about NVIDIA. I wasn't thinking like that. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't thinking. Even with Google and Netflix, I was thinking about the long term. Chess. I was using the chess strategy on these long term companies, right? Google, Amazon, Apple, those companies. I was thinking chess, but on Netflix, I wasn't thinking chess. I was thinking checkers. That's why I lost out. Well, I didn't lose. That was a learning experience. That's what that was. That was a learning experience. So that's exactly what that was. So that's how it works. And that's what we got to do. I'm about to ready to get off though, because I've been on here an hour already. That's my time. Yeah. So I need to go. Let me get back to do what I was doing. I got sidetracked. So yeah, this is a good You got to pay attention to Trump, y'all. People that always, I see a lot of people is talking about Trump and jumped on the bandwagon. If you doing yourself a disservice if you are liking Trump, but you are not studying, investing, because Donald Trump is an investor. If you like Trump, you got to get into investing. Find your niche of investing that you like to get in, whether it's real estate, whatever it might be. You got to find your niche. You know what I'm saying? And you got to watch and pay attention to what they're doing and follow them. And I guarantee you, follow them, study Elon Musk, study Donald Trump, listen to the conversations. Those conversations that he's going to have is mostly about business and foundation. So you got to pay attention. And of course, he rants. You have to learn how to throw that out of the way and pay attention to the meat and potatoes. Sometimes you got to listen to what he say. You got to go back and rewatch the tape. And you got to listen 2-3 times. And he'll throw in some nuggets in there that can help you and your family. That's for real. So, God, it'll help you and your family. I'm telling you. If you don't believe me, just pay attention. And you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Finally, it popped up. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But it's the time come up. It's come up season, y'all. I ain't gonna even lie. It's come up season. Put yourself in position. If you start from zero, you got to start investing. Start with the companies that you know, like, and trust, and just start investing. 1 share, 2 share, 3 share. Start small. You know what I'm saying? Don't rush it. Be patient. Don't rush it. Start buying 1 share, 2. When you get paid, I don't care if you work at McDonald's. When you get paid, open up your brokerage account. Buy a share. Buy a share. Start with, I'm going to tell you right now, this is a great thing to start. It's called an ETF. All these companies are inside of this portfolio. And it's cheap. Start with this. If you broke and you work at McDonald's, start with this. It's $71. When you get paid, buy you 1 or 2 of them. When you get paid, buy you a share of SPLG. But in your mind, don't think about getting rich. Think about 20 years from now. Especially if you're a kid, if you're 20, 25 years old, I guarantee you this, bro. If you 20 or 25 and you listen to these videos and you start investing every single week, have your account set up where it goes straight to your brokerage, and then your brokerage where it goes straight into buying the S&P 500, SPLG, the cheap version, until we can graduate to the more expensive one. But right now we broke. We're trying to go from zero to something. We're trying to get our feet wet in the stock market. SPLG, the top 500 companies in America, right there. Start. It's $71 right now. If you get paid Thursday or Friday, buy you a share at 20 and just start building with the mindset that I'm holding until I'm 50 and I'm gonna buy. Sometimes you might not buy, but 90% of the time, if you're buying and you hold this, you will be a millionaire by the time you're 40 or 50 years old. Long as you stay with the process and stick with it 90% of the time and don't sell nothing. Compound interest alone will get you there. That's what I'm telling you right now. And don't focus on nothing else. Focus on that. Focus on what you're doing. Don't focus on what somebody else is doing. Focus on what you're going to do. Don't worry about the distraction. Make sure you do what you got to do. And don't sell no shares. And then I guarantee you, once you get to 40, 50, then your mindset gonna shift, especially when you start having kids. Then that's how you pass that wealth down to your kids. And then they grow it. That's how it works. Go from zero to rich using the stock market. But at the same time, now if you could take some of the money out and invest it in real estate, invest in a delivery business that you can pull out of thin air, or whatever the case may be, a taco stand that you can keep it going. That makes sense. When you're looking to spend your money, when you think about it, does this make sense? Does this benefit me and my family? If I spend this money, have that mindset. You can have fun, but you can't have fun when you're broke. That's where we get a lot of confusion. People want to spend all their money and they broke. No, it don't work like that. You grow the dough, and you do it like a pie, right? You grow your dough. You have a 25% like a pie. 25% that's for fun. 50% is maybe for your bills. The other 25% is for investing. You get the drift, whatever your pie might be. You don't take a pie and then eat it all and then ain't got nothing left. You split it up. Okay, I got 25%, that's for me having fun. The other 25%, that's for my investments. The other 50%, that's what I take care of my bills or whatever the case may be. Your split might be 50% investing, 25% on bills, 25% on having fun, on what you like to do. Or you might be 90% on investing, just whatever the case may be. But you can't have 100% on spending it all. Having fun. 100% can't be on having fun. You gotta know how to manage it. And it starts with, if you broke, we ain't got no 0% on having fun. Nothing. We gotta no 0% on no fun, on nothing that I need. Everything is what you know, nothing on what you want. 100% on what I need. And you had a mindset. When you get ready to buy something, do I need this or do I want this? And if you say, I want it, you can't buy it because you don't need it. You hold on to the money and you build. Then you come to a certain number, whatever your number is. Your number is different than my number. You have a number to say, look, I'm not gonna have no fun till I stack this amount of much. I'm broke and I'm busted and disgusted until I get this certain amount of money. Your number, everybody's number is different. But if you got a family, you got a household, right? If you don't have enough to cover at least 1 year of your bills, you broke. That analogy should go to you, especially in 2025. So if you don't have that cushion, because that's what that is like a cushion, it's called an emergency fund. If you don't have that emergency fund, then guess what? You can't do the things that you love to do. You can't do it until you get to that number. And trust me, once you get there, I say 12 months, but you only know what yours is. Yours might be 6 months, at least 6 months. And then, okay, you'll feel better. If you know you got enough, if you know that you got enough money to pay your bills and you got it sitting in some savings account, and even if you've never had, if you've been living paycheck to paycheck all your life, and all of a sudden you didn't save up enough money that way you could pay your bills for 3 months if something happened, that's the best feeling in the world. You can relax. You sleep better at night. You know, you ain't all anxious. You ain't all, every time they say so, well, the light's gonna go out. You ain't all, well, it's a hurricane, the light's gonna go out. You ain't all jipperty and jumperty. That's a bad feeling, bro, when you ain't got no money. And then all of a sudden, they say a snowstorm is coming. The lights gonna go out. And you ain't got no money. None, zero. You feel horrible. But if you got money and the lights go out, even if you don't have a generator, guess what? You ain't all in the frantic. So you got to be ready just in case something happens. You know, and you got to have it you got to have it ready. And your number is, you know, different than mine is a year. Yours might be 3 months. And then once you get to that 3 months, you just don't stop. You keep on adding to whatever your number is. You keep on adding smaller amounts. But then at that particular time, once you get to your number, well, I got 6 months emergency fund. Well, okay, now you can say, well, I'm gonna have a little fun. I'm going to the movies. Or I'm gonna go order DoorDash and Uber this week. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna go to the football game. That's when you start your pie. Now it's 25%. I can have fun with 25%. Other 25% I'm going to invest. The other 50% is for, you know, my bills. And I already got my emergency fund just in case. I got my 3 months worth of emergency fund. Then and then you steady add on to the emergency fund. When you're starting, your emergency fund should be 80 to 90% of your income. Once you get to your number, only you know what your number is. Once you get to your number, then you can say, well, we only gonna do 20% into the emergency fund. Or we're gonna do 25% into the emergency fund. That's you know, then you can kind of back up. We're gonna have a little fun now. Because we got the emergency fund, we're steady adding to it, 20% or 10 or whatever your number might be. That's just an example. So I appreciate y'all for joining me. I'm about to get ready to go. Had a good time. You know what I'm saying? Hope y'all learned something. A lot of this stuff is basically common sense though. But like I always say, common sense ain't really all that common. We know these things, but knowing and doing is two different things. We know these things, but we got to hear it over time. And we also got to do what? We got to put the work in and we got to do it. Knowing and doing is two different things. So I love and I appreciate y'all, the people that came in and rock with me today. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all. I did 1 day trade, which was 25%. I held and I got out of my swing trade. We doubled that. So that was 100%. So I appreciate y'all. Have a great day. Stay warm. Hopefully this ice is melted by the time I go outside, you know, because I got the next level is now finna be put in play. I love and I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. To the next one, earn, spend less, and invest. 704 Wall Street is my block. To the next live stream, which will be in the morning. This is the one and only Stock Sniper. I love and I appreciate y'all. I'm out.